It's Carmen Mathis, Carmen Mathis. This is the Carmen Mathis Show. You can dance and sing and shout, then tell me what it's all about. Or you can act and tell jokes, be funny, then set your goals for making money on the Carmen Mathis Show. Carmen Mathis, Carmen Mathis. This is the Carmen Mathis Show. Come on and tell your story. Share all your dreams and glory on the Carmen Mathis Show. On the Carmen Mathis Show. Hello, and welcome to the Carmen Mathis Show. We have a very, very special treat today. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. Now, this guest, these artists, and I'll show you in a second, I have a little story. I know the daughter of the director, and that director put together an ensemble many years ago with his wife. Now, who is that? I'll tell you in a moment. But I will tell you right now, this cast, the artists that you're going to see now are wonderful. And we will talk to them as soon as they sing for their supper. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Carmen Mathis Show, the cast of Alive, 55, and Kicking.
Salvation Day, Salvation Day. We suffered and we cried. We stood up and we died. Got pushed down, got beat down, but we still pray. Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day. Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day. Well, I've got something to say. We've got to make our own way. They owed us, but Jim Crowed us. Yet we still praise. For Salvation Day, Salvation Day. Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day, Salvation Day. Well, I remember when I was around 7 years old. As I recall, it was the day Dr. Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech. See, my parents were pretty successful people. My dad, musician / postman. My mom, she worked for the Bell System, Southwestern. And we moved into a pretty decent neighborhood in a place called Oklahoma City. Anybody know anything about that place? Well, as I recall, it was around 3 o'clock in the morning. And my brother and I heard a crash. So we got up to investigate. As we walked down the hallway, we saw an orange glow coming from the living room. And as we turned the corner, we saw a Ku Klux Klan cross burning in our front yard. Well, my father came running out with his gun, screaming, "Come back here, you cowards!" And as we saw the white pickup truck pull off in the darkness, we knew then to be free, it was up to us. I mean, if we were gonna truly be free, it was up to us and people like us. So we read and we learned, we created and we earned. We had to make it, we couldn't fake it. And now we don't have to pray for
Salvation Day,
Salvation Day, Salvation Day,
Salvation Day,
Salvation Day,
Salvation Day,
Salvation Day, Salvation Day,
Salvation
Salvation
Day,
Day,
Salvation
Salvation
Day,
Day,
Salvation Day,
Salvation Day.
Salvation
So we just said, day. Me said it, me said it, me said it, me said it, me said it. Oh, daylight come and me want home.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome,
Carmen.
welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Ken.
Good. Nice to see you. Nice to be here. Thank you
Nice
for
to
inviting
be
us.
here. Nice. Thank you for that song. Was it Salvation?
Salvation Day. Salvation Day. It really was written almost 40 years ago in the protest days of the 1960s. So it took 40 years to get this song to the stage.
Well, hold up. First, let us know who you are and who is the daughter that I'm talking about, so we can shout out to her.
My name is Ken Wydro. I'm with the Mama Foundation for the Arts, and my wife is Vi Higginson. My daughter is Noelle Higginson Wydro.
There you go. I know
Noelle and Vi.
Noelle and Vi. Hi, Noelle and Vi. And these lovely people are some of the members of the cast.
Yes, this is Donna Brown and Rick Vega, Renee
Wave your
Walker,
hand so we'll know.
Theo Harris, Debbie Bingham, and Reverend Matthew Burke on the cast of Alive, 55 and Ticket.
Oh, this show speaks to me. And we'll talk about where it is for a moment because, see, I want to keep everybody right here engaged until you find out at the end. No, not at the end, but just hold with us. So now, Alive, 55 and Kicking means what? That these people, the singers, hey Donna, these singers are what, 55?
We auditioned for the Mama Foundation for the Arts once or twice a year, and a lot of times we get younger people, 13, 15, 20, 23, and we started to see that a lot more older people were coming, 50s, 60s, and 70s, and when we just asked them for the story, suddenly there was a whole treasure there. It was like buried treasure that came up, and so we got the idea of Alive, 55 and Kicking to give people in an older generation another chance to do what they always wanted to do, to be themselves on the stage.
Oh, to sing and be themselves and tell their stories.
Tell their stories.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, and they're wonderful stories. I got a chance to see the show. And you are Mr. Wydro, what? The director and writer.
I'm the director and the writer and the co-producer. It really came out of a concept of, what happens at the end of your life that really gives another meaning. What's the last chapter of your life like? What could it be? After you've had your marriages or your jobs, and you get to the point where sometimes you have more days behind you than you have in front of you, and you say, there's something else that I still need to do. There's something else I still want to do. So, Alive meant, what does Alive mean for you, Donna?
It definitely means a second chance to do what I love to do, my passion in life.
And that is what, Donna?
That is to sing
Of course it is.
and to act.
And to act, yes. And all of those of you who did this, you all had other jobs before? I mean...
And still do.
And still
I'm
do?
an electrician.
Oh,
I'm an
you're an electrician?
and a fiber optic specialist. That's
and
what I
Miss
do.
Renee?
I'm an administrative analyst.
Oh, wow. Reverend?
I'm an employment specialist by vocation,
Okay.
but I'm certainly a preacher.
You're a preacher too?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a church somewhere?
I have a ministry, an outreach ministry.
Okay, great. And next lady, what's your name?
I'm Debbie,
Hi,
and
Debbie.
I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. And?
I'm Theo Harris. I'm outreach coordinator for the Interfaith Center of New York.
Wow, what does that mean?
Well, I help people who are coming home from prison, men and women, coming home from prison who live in Harlem, transition back into the community.
Yeah.
So what we did was we kind of like collected some of their stories. I remember everybody was sitting in the room, they had their little notebooks. They said, you know, what happened to you at 7 or 14? And the cast would say, well, I remember one time when I was 21 and this happened. And I said, okay, if that was a turning point in your life, is there a song that would capsulize that? Would that reflect that?
Right.
And in a sense, out of the stories came the songs. And sometimes the songs came first and we made the story. So what the main thing is, I think that separates Alive from a Broadway producer too, from things downtown, is that Alive is very real. It's very authentic, it's very true. It's not, you know, made up or pretended. That everybody who's on the stage has a story to tell and a song to sing that's real and true to them.
Right,
And you don't
right.
see that, you know, on the professional
Now,
stage.
what
very
about
often.
you, Ken? What were you before, or what have you always been? Tell us about you. I know that you co-wrote Mama, I Want to Sing, right?
Right, I remember, you know, my turning point was, the cast doesn't know this, that when I was 5 years old, my grandmother had like a bodega, a deli. There was a little room back, and she had a friend that came from the Ukraine. She was a Ukrainian, and this woman could hardly speak English. She said, you know, what do you want to be? And at 5 years old, I said a writer.
Wow.
It took 30 years to publish my first book.
Oh, what's that?
That was a book called Flying Solo. It was about being single in the city. You know, as I was, you know, back in the day, you know. And then it took another 35 years to write Mama, I Want to Sing.
Wow.
So that first seed at 5 years old, I didn't think about it. It was just like, you know, it popped out. But I think that's something that's in everybody's heart and soul, some kind of calling, some kind of mission. And if you can kind of like maneuver your way to find that and let the calling be the guide, then you're going to be somehow, you know, kept on track. You know, sometimes there's a delay or disappointment or a detour, but somehow all those detours and delays have led us to this point.
To this point.
And for this cast to be in the show now, well, you know, what does Alive mean to you, Rick?
Oh, well, I'm from Brooklyn, and I grew up with the cast. Not the cast, but I grew up with them. And I've seen lives change, go through good and bad, and struggle. And that's what Alive means to me. It's just a great show. I tell people it's a great show.
It's a great show.
It'll make you feel good.
Now, before we let time get away from us, we have another song, right? What is this one?
Jesus is the best thing that ever happened.
Jesus
to me.
is the best thing that ever happened to me.
And this is Susie Jones in the lead.
Okay, let's watch Miss Susie Jones do her rendition of Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me from Alive, 55 and Kicking on The Carmen Mathis Show.
I've been thinking a lot about my mom lately. She died recently. My mom had 13 children. 13. She took care of all of us. But when she got sick and bedridden, only one of her children took care of her, and that was me. I took care of my mom for well over 22 years, but I didn't mind. It taught me how to love and care for another human without boundaries or restrictions. So Mama, this song is for you. I've had my share of life's ups and downs, but faith's it's been kind, and the downs, they have been few. I guess you could say that I've been lucky guess you could say that it's all because of him. Well, if anyone should ever write my life story, for whatever reason there might be, yeah, he'll be there between each line of pain and glory, because Jesus is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Now, there's been times, I said when times were hard, but always somehow I made it through. All the time that I spent hurting, there was so many times, yeah. There were the moments that I spent, yes, just loving him. So, yeah, if anyone should ever write my life story, well. For whatever reason there might be, yeah, he'll be there between each line of pain and glory, because Jesus is the best thing that's ever happened to me. He's the best thing, oh, that ever happened to me. Thank you, Mama.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That was wonderful.
That was beautiful.
Wonderful. Also, alive means that for a lot of people who are of a certain age. I mean, I don't know if I've told you, but before I was the Carmen Mathis show and all of that, I was a school teacher in Harlem and in Chinatown. And I'm not even from Harlem or Chinatown. I'm from Georgia. And then I became an actor and a director, and now I have the show. So it just tells you that everybody has a chance. You have a second chance, seize it. You're never too old to change. You're never too old to do anything. Who would have known that from a school teacher I have a television show? I don't even realize it myself all the time. Or that you were a nurse and are still a nurse and you're singing on your Broadway stage, kind of.
Well, you know, Carmen, Vi Higginson has a saying that absolutely nails it for me. She says that the first 50 years is for learning, and the next 50 years is for living. And that just capitalizes what we're doing right now.
Let's shout out to Miss Vi. How you doing, Vi? Got your husband here and your daughter. Hi, Noel. Yes, that's a very good saying. And if we are lucky enough to stay around until past 50, that's saying a lot. Now, I'm not telling anybody that I've been around past 50. No numbers. But I know all the words to all the songs that they sing and on that show.
Wow.
Yes, I know all the words because
you can be a singer.
I think that's one of the things that that's most satisfying about the Alive as soon as the music starts, everybody in the audience is moving.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
They're popping and they're hopping and they're singing and there's tears and there's
Yes.
laughter. I remember that would happen. So we take the audience through a roller coaster of emotions, and it's like a soundtrack from like the 50s all the way to now. You know, all the songs that you knew and loved, all the songs that you grew
It
up with,
is.
or you know, broke up with, or you know, found somebody new with. They're in the show.
Yes.
You know, so.
But now we can talk about where is the show and when does it play? Because I want these people to get down there as soon as they possibly can.
Yeah, the show's at the Dempsey Theater. It's 127 West 127, 127 West 127, so you're between Lenox and 7th, every Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Every Saturday at 2 o'clock. Now, to find out more information, you'll have to go online to www.mamafoundation.org. Is that
Yeah,
it?
mamafoundation.org, yes.
mamafoundation.org. And so you can find all the information that you need to get there on that website. So that's every Saturday until June 14th at 2 o'clock. So now that's a live 55 and kicking, right?
That's right.
Oh, it's so wonderful to have all of you. What else do you want to tell us? Anybody else want to tell some words of wisdom? Give us some words of wisdom.
Just when you think your life is over. For me, I thought it was over.
Oh no, Donna.
And then the live came along, and I jumped right in, and I tell you, it was just like a spring of cool water just coming all over me, and I just became revived and alive, and now I'm living my life. It's not over. It is never over.
Oh, you guys have to get down there and see it now. Now we have the last song that's coming up for us that you're going to enjoy. It's the title song,
It's the
right?
title song, Alive, 55 and Kicking.
There you go. Take it away.
I'm alive, I survived. Took a licking, came back kicking. I'm alive, I survived. And now I have a mission. I'm not too old to reach my goal. Learned a massive lesson. Broke the pride, I hit my stride. I counted all the blessings. Alive, I am alive. Come on, come on, come on. What you do now? Made a choice, found my voice. So much left to do. Oh yeah, I'm alive, I survived. The future's up to you. Oh, I'm alive, I survived. The best is yet to come. I'm alive, I survived. There's more that can be done. Alive, I am alive.
There you go. I want to thank all of you for coming.
Thank you for having
Thank you for coming, you know, because it's a joy to do this show. It's a joy to present all of the talented people that we have in New York City. And I have no discrimination as long as you're good. As long as you're good, you can come on the Carmen Mathis show.
Thank you.
Any age, any color, any type, I don't care. I'm a New Yorker now. I've been here a long time. But I want to thank you for watching the Carmen Mathis show. Remember, the show is Ken Wydro's Alive 55 and Kicking. It's at the Dempsey Theater, and go to mamafoundation.org to get further information. Thank you for watching the Carmen Mathis Show, and remember, help somebody. Help somebody. Because when you help somebody, you help yourself. Now, I want you to keep yourself together. We all got to start doing our walking. Spring is finally sprung, so we got to do that walking. That's talking to me too. But help somebody. And thank you for watching the Carmen Mathis Show. I want to thank Gloria Messer, the director, Malik Parker, the eminent facilitator. I want to thank Marcus Dargan for coming with the cast of Alive 55 and Kicking. He came and helped with a lot of things. Thank you so much, Marcus. I also want to thank Debbie McIntyre, who's here for the first time. Thank you, Debbie. I've known her many years. Sophia Loren Coffee also helped with the hospitality and also provided my beautiful earrings. Last but not least, Cherokee Black, who did my makeup and my hair today. So thank you, Cherokee, as usual. And I also want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching the Carmen Mathis Show, for helping to make it a very successful show. I really appreciate it. Remember, help somebody. Don't forget that. Do your walking. Don't forget that. And tune in 2 weeks from now to see another rendition of the Carmen Mathis Show. I'm Carmen Mathis, and I'll see you soon.